Oh, guys, DACA.
DACA.
Who can explain DACA? Because I didn't write any notes down. We had a great online conversation about this yesterday. Now we're going to try to replicate it for you,
Oh,
the
goodness.
CVC listener.
Was that like 8 o'clock in the morning? So
Yeah, why were you awake?
I don't know. I was half asleep. So anything I said, I don't remember it.
Okay, what does it stand
It
for?
stands for the Deferment
Deferred action of child
arrivals.
Right. Once again, CVC is not a news gathering
Oh, my
service as much as it's cultural commentary on things that we find interesting. Okay.
Pretty much if a parent illegally came into America and brought their child, that child, through no fault of their own, just got drug along. And so this is supposed to make it easier for them to
have
obtain
a pathway
jobs and have
yeah.
a pathway to citizenship
Right.
without getting deported directly.
As long as they keep their nose clean.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this was
That's my understanding.
And this was a policy that was started by
Obama.
President Barack Obama.
Yes.
It was an
And
executive action.
It was an executive action, which I personally have problems with, like executive actions, regardless of the party of the president.
Deferred action for childhood arrivals.
Okay, that's it. Deferred action for childhood arrivals.
Had to go back through the conversation.
Yeah. so this was an executive action as a result of not being able to pass anything through
The Dreamers thing.
the Dreamer stuff through the Congress, because the Congress was Republican led and they just no one was going to play nice together if at all possible. Is that pretty much it?
Yeah.
I think DACA's got some history because of the whole Dreamer thing. And it goes back pretty far, but it's been like 10 years or something like that, the whole Dreamer thing. And I don't know, because I didn't do enough research on it. I don't know if that got through or if that's still not being voted on or if it hasn't been whatever. And then he just did the executive action for DACA, which to me seems, I mean, this is going to be my own personal opinion.
Right.
I don't like it. I don't like that idea that he's just like, well, Congress is going to be talking about this. I'm going to go ahead and just go around them.
Meanwhile.
Yeah. That's that whole, I've got a phone and a pen and I know how to use it. And I went, you're the executive, you're not the legislative. So, no.
No, you don't have a pen.
But they do that all the time.
They do it.
They do it.
Not,
they have all done
Trump
it.
did it within the first couple of weeks of presidency, and it annoyed me.
To be fair to Trump, the first half of those, though, were
getting rid of the ones from
So, but
I really like our system, like, the House and the Senate and the bill process, although it's kind of corrupt and you've got a whole lot more lobbyists and money involved. We've got some issues.
Yeah.
But if people were supposedly representing their constituents, then something like this, they should have been able to put through something like this had somebody wanted it.
Yeah, that's
now
my
it's
problem
being
is big money in politics. It just
the reason this came back in the news is President Trump said, "Okay, I'm going to end this in 6 months."
He ended it.
Yeah, so in 6 months, this program is going away.
Is it ended already, or is
No.
6 months?
Okay,
so Congress has 6 months to put a bill in place for them to get it.
Okay,
and so this is the part where we get to dissect what happened in the memes.
I thought he just got rid of it already. Okay.
Yeah, it seems like the whole thing is he said, "I'm ending it, and in 6 months, it's gone."
Okay.
Now, in the meantime, if you can believe his tweet, I'm just reporting.
He said he was going to revisit it, right?
Revisit it if Congress couldn't pass a law.
Okay.
So what it seems like is he wants the Congress to pass a law to this effect, to pass a DACA-like thing, which would
have a little more force behind it than an executive order.
It should. It's the right thing to do.
It is.
But no one on, let's say the left, trust him to get this done. He couldn't even get healthcare done with a majority thing, and this is a controversial issue.
See, I feel like what he's going to do is he's dangling this as a carrot. He's saying, Congress, you need to get your act together. I need you to come together on this thing that everybody's mad about right now and pass it. And then suppose within a couple of months they get it passed, he's going to go, oh, see how you did that? I want you to do that with Trump care. Why didn't you do that already? You should have been on the ball.
So he's going to Trump shame them.
Yeah, pretty much. Because he's that should totally be a thing.
Yeah. That's what his Twitter account is Trump shame.
Or Trump pride. Like, he's like, woo, me, look what we did.
I hope that's what he's trying to, I hope he's trying to get a law for these people who I personally don't have a problem with because they can't help what their parents have done. But if you watch the news, there are some, Republican congressmen who are like, no, the whole family should be shipped out. But the thing is, the ages, these aren't just like kids anymore. They're in their 30s now, 20s and 30s. So what are you going to do?
Did we ever figure out what the cap on DACA was? Because didn't it say you could renew every year? And
Renew every 2 years if your nose is clean.
Right. So
until you're 31, I think is what you
so
had
the cap
found.
is 31.
And so to be sure, there's no pathway to citizenship in that. It's just
right. Well, that was what the Dreamers thing was supposed to do.
Yeah, that was,
and that's why. And since it never got through, that's why DACA was pinned.
Yeah,
but yeah, you're right.
It's a holding pattern.
Yeah.
So it's not a good thing. But everyone, this is where politics gets us in trouble. Like, this is not necessarily the best program. It's better than nothing. But if we could get something even better than this for them, that'd be great. But no one trusts the president to do it. And then
you build up a bureaucracy, too, of red tape and jumping through hoops. But
what I can't stand to see is that they're just like, our Lord and Savior Barack Obama made this thing and it should stay in place forever. And I'm like, no.
I don't know. DACA is such a messy subject. It could be, not good. Can that be the episode title? Just DACA.
I'm trying to figure out if that's got any SEO property to it, if it'll play in the Google.
Oh, I'm sure it will. I don't know. DACA, it's such a weird, I have two opinions on it, and I don't know if they kind of work together is the problem. I have the sort of legal side opinion of it versus my own moral opinion on it, and I just don't know enough about it to be like, yeah. But but there's part of me that just goes, let it die, that kind of thing.
I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't think we have a Congress that can get anything done. So, they couldn't get done the stuff that their constituents were just crazy about them doing. So they can't get that done. So
I don't know that the constituents were as crazy about them because they kept coming out with bad bills.
Well, there's that. But the people, I'm thinking of the healthcare stuff.
Yeah, I know. Me
the
too.
people who put those GOPers in, they wanted to not have Obamacare or Affordable Health Care Act. They wanted that repealed.
Yeah.
So, but they get there and they can't even do it. So.
Right.
But you're right.
Because they kept writing bad bills.
It was really bad bills.
DACA seems like one of these things where it kind of plays a little bit into the whole we're going to have a stronger border rhetoric that's that he's pushed. Because the idea being that if you're protecting people who are who were brought here. I'm not going to say against their will, but they were, they
didn't have a say in the matter.
They were brought here because of their parents, right?
Yeah.
So, I would think that the idea would be because his idea is to, ideally, in an ideal world, stop all illegal immigration.
Yeah.
Which we know isn't going to happen. But ideally, then you deal with the people that are already through the system and you've curtailed the flow of more people coming in so you can take care of what's already here and try to sort it all out. I get that as an idea, but we don't live in an ideal world or a perfect world. It's weird because we are talking about illegal immigrants. So I hate that people don't use the word anymore.
Yeah.
That's what I said in that conversation was one of my problems with DACA is that it's written in such a way, the deferred action for freaking heck, I've already forgot it.
Can we just pause and go back to that profanity there? That freaking heck.
Yeah. Hey, no, I clean it up for this. Deferred action for child arrivals. Arrivals is a very particular word, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not calling it what it is. I mean,
yeah, I think that's the magic of Washington. Is we never call anything what it is.
That kind of plays into my issues with DACA in general. Is that it's giving protection to people who do not have rights, our rights in particular.
Yeah,
and so that's one of my issues with just going out of the way of going around the whole law making process and then pinning a thing, and it's like,
and
what?
when no one else would do it for us, but maybe that's what's supposed to make America is that.
But we're also,
I just don't know.
We're a country of laws, though. That's the thing.
We should be.
If you're 3 years old when you move here, and then at the age of 20 you get shipped to a country you've never lived in, like that kind of sucks. And I'm not saying that I support that. Like, part of me wants to be like, you're still illegal.
Yeah.
But the other part of me is like, that's not even your home. You've never been there.
Yeah, that's kind of where the sort of split for me. Yeah, the split is for me because, you've got maybe someone. Let's be honest, though. I think what we're being shown from the media is going to be very much the sort of exception to the rule. So when you hear things like the 3-year-old coming over and blah, 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 I don't know if that's the majority. Of course, I don't know the ages in general anyway, but I don't think that's the majority so much as that might be the sort of exception to the rule that the media found to sort of promote their side of it. Mm-hmm. But if somebody this is the moral side of it, I think if somebody who did come here, who maybe was young, has kept a completely clean nose the entire time, and say they're under 30 still, because if you go from whatever to 31 and you still haven't tried to get citizenship, that's on you. Like,
it's kind of the problem. If you're here, there is no way you can get citizenship.
Right. But if the Dreamer thing is to sort of fast track it, or at least try to, if they could get that worked out, I had no problem getting someone who was had no issues, clean nose, whatever, somehow fast track through that process to become a citizen. Because I'm guarantee there are some people who were brought here, grew up here, and know more about the place than I do. I mean, I have no problem with that.
I guess the issue, though, would be people continuing to do so. Like, what was it you called it the other day when I was talking about it? When we were kids, they always talked about that pregnant woman who came across the lines to pop a baby here so that they could be a natural.
They're called anchor babies.
Yeah.
Trump got in trouble for calling them that, by the way.
Oh, you can't say that now?
Oh no, he said anchor. He said we need to do something about anchor babies, and they were like, you can't call them that. He's like, well, what do you call them? And so, but that's what it is. And
that was always the issue before. Now we hear about these kids being illegal.
That's
when they're
another
brought
sticky
in.
situation.
And it's hard because they are a naturalized citizen if they're born here.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm going to drop it before I say something.
I mean,
just kidding.
Wow.
Give him dual citizenship, ship him back.
Aw. See, oh, man.
Anyway.
I know I'm a terrible person. I'm sorry, guys.
Guys.